I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah, we are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League, and we are here for more transfer news, and we've got an awful lot to get into. And of course, as it normally is, it's all United again. Liverpool maybe might do something, but it's looking unlikely. Arsenal are looking around, but I can't be sure what Arsenal are looking at. They're looking at Vlahovic, I know that. Maybe Zakaria, maybe they'll look at him as well, but it's really unsure where Arsenal are going, what route they're going down. Chelsea aren't really doing much, which is pissing off their fans. And, well, City have done pretty much all their business. I can't imagine they'll be getting anyone in January anyway. But there's a lot about United. You've got Eric Bailly going on loan to Milan, potentially. United really interested in Zakaria, obviously needing that midfield option. Rashford, contract dilemma, and Ronaldo and Rangnick both willing to sell Mason Greenwood, who is in control at Manchester United. And I feel like that story we will talk quite a bit about, and we'll probably start with that one. But before we do that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Make sure you turn on notifications and also, comment. But Big Up Paul says he won't sell Greenwood. Rangnick's only manager for 6 months. Greenwood's a proper talent. No chance I'll sell him. So keen to hear where this story has come from. Well, this one is from the Mirror. So obviously you take that as what you want. I do believe the Mirror a little bit. And I can also believe that there is some of these issues. Rangnick's not in control at United, but he is moving upstairs, to which Ronaldo will still demand to shag his wife or whatever Ronaldo is doing to deal with this. I mean, it is a joke, and we're gonna be talking a lot about this, because the reason is, who is actually in control at United? Because if we remember the quotes that Rangnick said when he was when about 3-4 years ago, he said Ronaldo was too old and too expensive. So it's like, the bit I don't get is when you've been saying that, you suddenly completely change and now you're letting Ronaldo shag your wife, like genuinely, allegedly. Genuinely, it makes no sense to me. Paul says, why is Mancini not being mentioned for a manager? That's my first choice. I think mainly because he managed City, and it's for similar reasons why Conte would never have worked at United. They don't have the players for Mancini-style football. I think a young, exciting, maybe a Pochettino or a Ten Hag might be better. Lanzi says no one cares about Manchester United. The massive bastard Irons are playing tonight. We are doing watch along West Ham Norwich. There's a CBA to watch Chelsea Spurs. As Daniel said, on Twitter, we won the We Beat Chelsea Cup. I'm hoping to win that in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Wait, Ronaldo, what? What are you confused about, Prime? May I be of an assistance? What are you confused about? Ronaldo and Cavani and Greenwood will all stay. Rashford only 18 months on his contract. Well, Cavani is going in the summer. I personally would sell Ronaldo ASAP. I think he's a disgrace to your club. You think about what he's done in just his personal life as well. He is a bit of a disgrace. I know, how can Rangnick regain control, but probably not the best way. I don't know if it's PG enough for you to say it, Lanzi. But Mancini's won trophies. Poch ain't won anything, has he? That is true. I think Greenwood needs to go to the Championship. Bandon, that is one of the worst takes I've ever seen in my life. Now, why is Ronaldo in disgrace? Explain. I don't need to. The stuff is out there publicly in the public domain. He has been a bit of a scumbag as a human being. So, involves Ronaldo in a country that borders. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. You can send Ronaldo to America. Why not? But let's talk about Mason Greenwood, shall we? Because as you would have heard about a couple of weeks ago, there was this issue between Greenwood and Ronaldo, and Greenwood sort of not being overly happy that Ronaldo's there. Cavani also equally not being too happy that Ronaldo's there, which then made for some interesting decisions to be made. And so, what if you're talking about them allegations? And I think that's a very poor argument. No, I do agree. I do agree with. I actually think those allegations are true. Greenwood and Rashford, sell them. Let's keep Martial. Greedy bastards have no room at my club. Okay, sell Greenwood, not a problem. If you sell Greenwood, you're going to regret it, Dylan. But fine by me. As I was saying, the issues with Greenwood and Ronaldo were apparent for everyone to see. Greenwood doesn't like Ronaldo. Ronaldo doesn't like Greenwood. They don't get on, both on and off the pitch. I'm assuming. So when you've got that issue, you have to think about what you want. Elanga is not a striker. McNeil is far too young, but okay. So as I was saying, when you've got these issues, you have to make decisions. And I feel Rangnick he's either really, really aware that he's only there for 6 months and he frankly couldn't give less of a shit. And if he's doing that, then you are potentially annoying Greenwood to a point where the new manager's going to come in and Greenwood's going to be like, you playing me or I'm leaving. And that's a horrible situation for a manager to come into. But let's go through some of the report. It seems that academy graduate Mason Greenwood has done little to convince Ralph Rangnick he's deserving a regular spot in the first team, according to reports. The Portugal international is now 37 now, and this appeared to be the problem, as Rangnick had previously made it clear he favours younger players, which is true. Rangnick has said multiple times he didn't want Messi or Ronaldo because they were too old and too expensive. So why the fuck has he come into United and completely everything that Rangnick has built his entire career on, he has removed? High intensity, pressing, attacking football. He's younger players. He has removed all of that. So he now wants pragmatic football. He wants Ole Gunnar Solskjaer football. He wants old players. He wants no intensity, no pressing, and he literally builds his team on what the other team are going to do to him. Rangnick has come in and he has been absolutely anal fucked by the Glazers. They have literally gone, hello, puppet Rangnick, because I do not understand any of it. When I was researching Rangnick and when I was thinking about what type of manager have Manchester United just signed, I looked at it and I was really excited for United. I was like, boy, it's going to be really good for some young players. Ahmad, Sancho, Rashford, Greenwood. It's going to be absolutely fantastic for all of them. And, for me, the fact that he's kept McFred, that he's gone for Cavani and Ronaldo, which, yeah, to a degree works a little bit, but they're also 36 and 37 years old. Even Paul Scholes is like, you have to build the team around Greenwood. You have to have the younger player up top. It makes no sense not to have this team being built around Mason Greenwood and Jadon Sancho, because they are your future. Cristiano Ronaldo is not your future. He doesn't love your club. If your club, let's put it this way, if your club was in if your club wasn't in Champions League, it was in Europa League, do you think Ronaldo is staying at Manchester United for the love of the club? No, I don't think he would. Would a Mason Greenwood stay at Manchester United to help build this club back up? Yes, he would. So these fans turning on Mason Greenwood, these fans backing Cristiano Ronaldo, you don't have a clue about anything. You are actually clueless idiots. It's sad that I have to call you that. So you know that is really the situation. But Greenwood, on the other hand, was tipped to play a starring role in the German team. Everyone thought Mason Greenwood would be quite a big part of this team, which has just not been the case. He's not getting minutes up front, which is quite clear. Right now, he needs to be up front. The kid likes to shoot. He's not a creator. So why the fuck are you putting him in the creator role? It makes no sense. It's as if Rangnick has injected his brain with Ollie's thoughts and with Ollie's philosophy, because it's just ridiculously stupid. Clearly, you can see Mason Greenwood is a striker. He's not a creator, right? If he's on that right-hand side, he wants to cut in, he wants to shoot, he wants to get into the box. So playing him up front would be the best situation for everyone. For everyone. Play Sancho on the right, play Ahmad, play whoever. Get some creators on those wings, because Greenwood ain't it, and he needs to be going up front. According to the report in The Guardian, so this is in The Guardian, they can be trusted. Rangnick sees Greenwood as expendable, and he wants him to develop physically if he's to become an important player for him going forward. Expendable. That is a strong word to be using about one of your biggest talents at your club. Rangnick is seeing Greenwood as expendable. Okie dokie. That's really not the best way to be discussing your generational talent. You know, when you've got a generational talent like that, you have to try and keep them happy. Right? Ultimately, that is how football is. You have to try and keep him happy. By saying that you can just kick him out of the team quite easily is shocking. Absolutely shocking. So you have got that. Let's go through some comments. And then you've got the he was recently hooked against Wolves, unfairly hooked by his manager. So there is a lot of issues. You're going to be 12th anyway with Ronaldo. In it that way, why Greenwood is not playing much because of Ronaldo. Embarrassing fans who think Ronaldo is a problem. You deserve Maguire and Rashford. Rangnick thought pressing PowerPoints would work in the Prem. Yeah, Ronaldo is not the problem. He is a problem. I think Rashford will be sold and Greenwood will be loaned. I mean, if they do that, that's stupid. United need a rebuild round whatever spine they have. You'd think so. Ronaldo does love the club we made his career. I think you've mistaken yourselves with Sporting Lisbon. You know, the ones who actually really did make Cristiano Ronaldo. Greenwood not start versus Villa. It'll be Ronaldo, Sancho, Cavani. It probably will be. Greenwood to the bowl who says no. Cheeky 30 million loan bid. Yeah. Yeah, Greenwood cares about the club. He rejected Juventus life-changing offer. However, how can you assume Ronaldo doesn't love the club? Because, Dylan, I asked you one question. If Manchester United let's say you finish fifth this year, you finish fifth, you're in the Europa League next year, is Cristiano Ronaldo staying at Manchester United? Just answer me that question, just that one question. I think we all know the answer to that. And then if the answer is, well, no, then how does he love your club? Okie dokie. Give us a rice, Landsy. Get it from Tesco. Can I ask you something? Why did Ronaldo go back to Man U? Fuck knows. Absolutely fuck knows. God knows. True, he was unfairly hooked by Ralph. Disgrace. It is disgrace. Dignate Villa, here we go. That is true. That is true. Greenwood loaned, that would be comical. It would be comical. Good sign in DC, much better on target. Why do you think Ronaldo's a problem? He is a world-class striker. We were crying out for one since he came back. The Gea standards have went up. No, you weren't. For me, United weren't crying out for a world-class striker. What United were crying out for was some creativity coming from within midfield. You didn't get that. So, you know, you were looking for someone who could open up the teams, and you don't have that. What you wanted was a deep line playmaker who could defend, a Ruben Neves, a Frankie de Jong, these types of players. You don't want you don't want a Kessie or someone like that. You know, what you're looking for is someone that you're not wanting someone who's just going to do that. What you want is someone who can open up teams from deep. You want a deep line playmaker. A Ruben Neves, a De Jong, you wanted that. You didn't need a striker. You had Martial, he can score goals. Cavani can score goals, which is one of the reasons why you kept Cavani for another season. Greenwood should be playing up front by now. And then you get goals from your wings with Rashford and Sancho and Bruno. So you didn't need a striker. You didn't need one. You already had about 500 on the books. So, you know, it's a bit of a madness there. And no one's answered the question. No one has answered the question. If you don't get top four, is Ronaldo staying? No one has answered that question. If you don't get top four, does Cristiano Ronaldo stay? Someone answer that question. A United fan, answer that question. Davos fuming. Now, if City got Ronaldo, they'd be unstoppable. So Ronaldo agent in England talk about the next move. Can't expect us to let that happen. What? No, that's not how. Firstly, if Cristiano Ronaldo went to City, that's his problem. That's his legacy that he's destroyed. So you've got that. You should never focus your transfer plan on what your rivals are doing, right? City don't look at United going, oh, my Lord, they've just signed Sancho. Fuck me, go get Sancho now. They don't think like that. You go, okay, we need Grealish. We'll go get Grealish. Or Liverpool look at a centre-back and go, we need Konate. They didn't get Sancho. He didn't stop United getting Sancho. Liverpool didn't look, fuck me, United are getting Sancho. Should we stop them? Yeah, put in a cheeky bid for Sancho. No, they didn't. They focused on what they needed. Right? Liverpool needed a centre back. They went and got a centre back. So, you know, that is a really shit excuse. We played without Ronaldo yesterday. We were bloody god awful. It's the same old. It's the same with Ronaldo because the issue is your midfield, which has been pointed out by me for about over a year now. And probably it's been pointed at Rachel, you know, the Devil's Avocado on Twitter has pointed out your midfield is shit for years, for at least a year and a half. You know, plenty of people have spoke about it. Your midfield is the issue, but you United fans just seem to not think that way. You just think, you know, we need a striker, we need Ronaldo, we need Ronaldo. It's a joke. It is a joke. Kenny, who would you have, Ronaldo or Haaland? He's not staying. No, he isn't. Rashford's mediocre. Martial's crap. Greenwood's 10 goals a season. Greenwood is much more than 10 goals a season. Niall, Sporting didn't get Champions League, would Ronaldo stay? I think Sporting will get Champions League because that is sort of where they are at. So I think he could end up back at Sporting. Fabrizio Romano said that UCL will not affect whether Ronaldo stays or not. Take that with a pinch of salt. You're joking. You're not honestly going to believe that, are you? You're not honestly. Of course, Romano is going to say that. Would you imagine how bad it would look if Fabrizio Romano is like, yeah, if you don't have Champions League, he's off. Imagine how bad that would be for the PR at Manchester United. That would be god awful. So of course he's not going to say it like that. But anyone with half a brain cell is going to see no Champions League, no Ronaldo. So, you know, if you're believing that, dear Lord, have mercy on your soul. Dylan Ronaldo didn't come back to play in the Europa League, for sure. You know, what is the spine at United? They don't have one. That's part of the issue at United. They don't have a spine. They need to get one. That's what they need to do. Some more things about this. Greenwood is not one of the players that is unhappy at the moment. But unless a duo can come to some sort of compromise, which may require Greenwood knuckling down and improving his game to Rangnick's liking, the interim boss may have a brand new problem on his hands. So at the moment, Greenwood isn't one of the players that wants to leave. But if they don't sort this out between the two, Rangnick will have another problem. So, yeah, I think Greenwood should go City. Pep will play him for sure. Hence, I said take it with a pinch of salt. Fabrizio didn't get asked it. He just tweeted it out. So there's no reason for him to tweet it or lie. He was asked by Goldbridge. But why is that even being spoken about? Clearly an indirect threat. Clearly that's indirect to United going, if you're not in Champions League, he's off. But if he does go, that does show a lack of love to your club, because it simply means that you didn't actually give a fuck. You were just in Champions League, which is what Ronaldo wants. So I think it's comical how United fans like, Ronaldo loves the club. Oh, he loves the club. He's fake. He's a fake human who, he's not genuine. Like, for me, Salah loves Liverpool. You can see that he loves Liverpool. Ronaldo, for me, is so fake and so PR driven. It's absolutely unbelievable. Same with Messi. I think he's a little less PR driven, because obviously he was at Barcelona for so long, came through the youth academy and all of that. But Ronaldo is so fake. It's unreal. So I was wondering which players they build around. Well, you build around their attack, wouldn't you? Rashford, Greenwood, and Sancho, Bruno. Those you build front to back. Then might be the best way. But look, we've spoken a long time on that subject, but there's still more. I mean, United fans, we have got a lot to talk about. The players to love Man U are Rashford, Donny, Van der Beek, Maguire. Donny don't love United, and neither does Maguire. What do you mean by he's fake? Well, that whole interview he did when he first joined, that's fake. He doesn't mean any of the words he says to you. He doesn't mean. This man will not. He doesn't love your club. He's not a leader, right? He's very, very single-minded driven. I remember reading something, actually. It was from Buffon. If you're not going to believe Buffon, then you probably ought to avoid football. But he said that Juventus played better when Ronaldo was not there because they were more of a team. Ronaldo took that team cohesion away, and you can see it. You can see it, right? At Juventus, before Ronaldo goes there, I think they win a Champions League semi-final, or even the final. I can't remember. He's come to United. The season before, United finished second and in the Europa League final. They were groups. You think about Villa when Eric Bailly made that last second block. That's so much team cohesion, right? Ronaldo comes in, everyone hates each other. Everyone's playing as individuals. You got more leaks than a fucking colander, right? That's the issue with Ronaldo. He is a fake human being and he doesn't love your club. But the more that you keep protecting him, the harder it will be when in the summer you come fifth and Ronaldo goes, oh my lord, you're in the Europa League. Stay away from me. Go, dirty, dirty bastards. I'm joining City. And it'll be your own fault. It will be your own fault for even entertaining the idea of bringing that predator back to your club, allegedly. This is a new day, new dawn for United. It's not, though. It's the same shit every day. Let's talk Eric Bailly, shall we? Let's talk Eric Bailly. A report over the last few days from Sky Italia claimed the Italian giants AC Milan were interested in bringing Eric Bailly to the San Siro, obviously given that Simon Kjaer has been ruled out for a lengthy period of time. No, you're contradicting yourself. You just said Ronaldo isn't the issue, the midfield is, but now you're saying Ronaldo. So there's two parts to this. So tactically, your midfield is the issue, but within the squad, Ronaldo is the issue. I don't know how you don't understand that, but I'll explain it. I'll dumb it down for you. So tactically, your midfield is the problem. So when on the pitch, your midfield is the problem. Whereas, you know, going forward, scoring goals, creating chances, that is your midfield problem. The team cohesion and the feelings within the group, that is a Ronaldo problem. And that is the problem that you guys have got. Because I also feel that when Ronaldo's on the pitch, it's the Ronaldo show. You are Ronaldo FC. when Ronaldo's not on the pitch, I do feel that you actually play a little bit better as well. But yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you. Ronaldo is only going to Man U to try and win the Champions League. That is true. That is true. The Ferguson and the wingers are never going to be found again. Well, yeah, for sure. But Eric Bailly, apparently it's going to be a loan deal. If Manchester United let Eric Bailly go out on loan, that would be an absolute fucking unmitigated disaster. It would be a disaster. And in fact, what I will do is I will put the link in the chat in a bit, and then you lot can have your saying on all of this. But if you guys loan out Eric Bailly, that is an absolute shitstorm. That's a shitstorm. How can you let that happen? Like when you've got Harry Maguire, who is so shit at football, it's unreal. Lindelof was hardly convincing against Villa. You know, you've got Phil Jones, who, whilst he had a very good game, it is Phil Jones, and Varane, who is your only good centre back. I mean, when you've got that situation, it is a joke. So if you let Eric Bailly go, that would be just an unmitigated disaster. Maybe our players just don't have big enough mentalities like Ronaldo. It's just not that's just not the case, is it? You want a team spirit. Are you telling me the Juventus didn't have big enough mentalities then? What, Buffon didn't have big enough mentality? So you're telling me, as Buffon said exactly the same as what I've just said. You know, I quoted Buffon. You saying Buffon doesn't have a big enough mentality like Ronaldo? Be interested to get your idea on that. Manchester United are waiting further direct contacts with AC Milan in the coming hours and days. But yeah, it looks like it could be a loan deal, which would be could be a shit show. It really could be a shit show. Let's talk about Zakaria though. Manchester United are definitely interested in Zakaria. They have had good talks with Rangnick, Matt Judge, and the player's agent. United is discussing a winter transfer. Gladbach would let Zakaria go for £6 million, 6 to 7 million. Manchester United made an offer to the agent of Dennis Zakaria. Ralf Rangnick is a fan of the player. There are no negotiations with Borussia Mönchengladbach at the moment. United are ready to pay for a transfer in January. I won't worry too much about that. Because Borussia Mönchengladbach is very simple. £6-7 million they'll just accept it. So you don't need to negotiate with Borussia Mönchengladbach. What you need is to negotiate with Dennis Zakaria and his agents to see if he's willing to move in January or if he wants to run his contract down like Paul Pogba, like Jesse Lingard, who are both disgraces to Manchester United. Manchester United, but, and to be fair, Manchester Evening News has said, Tyrone Marshall, it is, Manchester United are not expected to sign Dennis Zakaria this month. It is understood that no talks with Borussia Mönchengladbach or Zakaria's representatives over a deal at this stage, which I think is bullshit. Because ultimately, United have definitely spoken to Zakaria's agents, but they're just worried that if he goes Liverpool, they are in, mud. Dylan says Buffon is a goalkeeper. His performance was never going to change. What I'm saying is these players are crap and the performance is not up to level because their standards have been exposed by Ronaldo. So are you telling me that Ronaldo in every single game has been perfect? Because he doesn't get criticised by any of you. None of you criticise Cristiano Ronaldo. None of you. So I'm guessing he's factual. I'm presuming. I'll take it as that. Will anyone take any of United's players' real wages are on? Yeah, I think they would. They genuinely would. If obviously some of them on mad money, and some may have to go on less money, but yeah, plenty would take them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link in the chat for anyone to come on and talk about any of what we've sort of spoken about. We have got till 6 because, as I said, I do have a stream tonight, 7:30 watch along for West Ham. Yeah, so if anyone wants to come on, we're going to talk about Rashford. So it is going to be Marcus Rashford that we talk about. So I'm just going to pin the message or pin the link. There we go. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Marcus Rashford. Rashford has 18 months left on his contract. He's currently on a 100k a week deal, although United have an option to extend it by another year. So he's got 2.5 years left on his contract. Negotiations are expected to begin before the end of the season. Now that makes sense. It does make sense because, you know, he's got essentially 2.5 years left on his contract. If United have got a year, an option to extend it, so it makes sense to do the contract. But does it? Because there's a lot of issues, and it goes on to say there are fears that his career could be in danger of stalling after playing under a succession of managers and struggling to establish himself in one position since breaking through at United in 2016. And I just don't get this. Right? Yes, he's played for a few managers, right? Van Gaal, Jose, Ole, now Rangnick. He's played under 4 managers. He's 24. So he broke onto a scene at 17? So 7 years, 4 managers. It's a bit of a high turnover. The position bit, though, that for me doesn't make sense. It's quite clear where Rashford's position is. We know which position Rashford has established himself at. It's quite clear. He's a left winger. He's a left wing inside forward, right? So that bit makes no sense. He's struggling to establish himself in one position. No, he's not. He's established himself as a left winger. It's just idiots like Ole and Rangnick are like, let's chuck him on the right wing and see what he can do. Let me help you. Fuck all. He's not a right winger. He's not creator. He's not a creator. He's very much one of those that on the left wing, you know, will run at a couple of players, will use his pace, cut in on his right, have a shot. Very much like Greenwood on the right, cutting on his left, have a shot. So that bit made no sense because we all know Rashford's best position. Right? It's definitely inside forward on the left. On the left. So that bit made no sense. Apparently, United's new manager could also be a factor. Ralph Rangnick is set to step down as interim boss at the end of the season. There's a feeling that Rashford would benefit from a man manager like Mauricio Pochettino, which is true. I think Rashford would improve under Mauricio Pochettino. I also think ultimately he probably would also improve under an Erik ten Hag. Why wouldn't he? You know, for me, Erik ten Hag, he ain't a bad manager. He ain't a bad man manager either. I mean, look at Donny when he was at Ajax. Frenkie de Jong, Matthias de Ligt, they were young players. They were very young players, you know. And Erik ten Hag did wonderful with them. So I cannot imagine that Rashford would have any issues with Ten Hag. Would someone like Pochettino be better for him? Maybe so. But I also don't think that you should be choosing your next manager on what is best for Marcus Rashford. You know, you should be looking at the players you've got. And admittedly, Pochettino and Ten Hag are very, you know, they're very similar in terms of the types of players they need. So they both need, you know, good young attacking players. I think they both need them. I think they do. Obviously, there's subtle differences to their style of play. Obviously, Poch, for me, is a little bit more pressing than an Erik ten Hag, whereas I think an Erik ten Hag is a little bit more patient in the build-up. I think the formations will be similar. It will be a sort of a 4-2-3-1. I think both managers have played with them. You may see a 4-3-3 if they can find a DM to hold, which I just don't think they do. I think you could play that 4-2-3-1 with one sort of holding, one as box-to-box. Both managers like that. So Rashford fits in both formations, a 4-3-3 and a 4-2-3-1, fits in both. Can play on the left-hand side for both, you know. You'd have Rashford on the left, Sancho on the right, Greenwood up front. It gives you the perfect balance, especially with Bruno behind. That sort of perfect balance in the blend between goals and creativity that I think you need in that. So it's a tough one. It really is a tough one. But I don't think you should be picking the manager for what suits Marcus Rashford. But I do think that it's inevitable one of those will be your manager. Dylan says, we all know that he'll get a new 5-year contract. It's inevitable. Does he deserve a debatable? For sure. Ravi says, smash the like button. And this is relevant, mate. But what is most disappointing Premier League season in general for a certain team? But a general, not... I know this is relevant, mate, but what is the most disappointing Premier League season in general for a certain team? But a general league campaign. Do you mean as in like which one was overall really disappointing? Last season, to be fair. Yeah, last season. In terms of in general, last season was pretty shit. I meant not for a certain team, right? Yeah, last season then. The reasons are quite simple. There was no fans, so it felt, don't want to say fake, and I certainly don't want to say City didn't deserve the title. They absolutely did. But it was just it felt fake. It didn't feel right. The season just didn't feel right. It was obviously, whilst we all understood why it had to be that way, it was just a really fake season. It was disappointing. It was also disappointing towards the end because I didn't really think there was much to fight for. You sort of knew who was going down. That sort of already been dealt with. City had won the title at a canter with no real challenge from any other team. There was always that little bit of, well, maybe Chelsea might not get top 4, maybe Leicester might, but that was, if anyone knew anything, that probably everyone knew that Chelsea would do that. So I'd say last season. I just thought it was a little fake. I just thought it wasn't genuine. Like, I don't think it was a good season. I didn't enjoy it too much. Obviously, the channel started then, but it wasn't that enjoyable. The football was hard to watch, I think. Big up to Sky Sports fan the fake crowd noise though, because do you imagine not having the fake crowd noise? It would have been absolute. It would have been even worse. But now makes a good cup of tea, builder's tea. Ten Hag is far superior to Poch. I never want that cereal bottle at my club. Yeah, I mean, United are a new bottle. For me, it was the 16-17 season. It was meant to be the blockbuster season with Pep, Conte, Mourinho, Klopp's first full season of both Manchester clubs. It was hoped to be the best ever. Yeah, you could probably argue that one. But isn't that... No, Liverpool went toe-to-toe with City a year after, didn't they? Yeah, you could argue that one. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, why not? I think this season might go up for it as well. Ultimately, I don't want to be harsh, but I think this season could go up there. It's not really excited me. I think it's been quite a disappointing. It was also similar to what you just said. Obviously, a season's not over, but I think we all know who's already won it. I think we already know who's going to win it. I was expecting more from United. They were massively hyped up. Sancho, Varane coming in, really hyped up for that. That's just materialised to be an absolute pile of crap. The return of Ronaldo, that's just been crap. You've got, it was meant to be a 3-way title fight. It's down to 1. It's down to City. Relegation, there might be a bit of a fight on that with how Newcastle are doing. Obviously, taking Wood away from Burnley, so that one could happen. You got some top managers come back in, haven't you? You got Rangnick, godfather of football at United. You got Conte at Spurs. Adding that with Tuchel, Pep, and Klopp. Surprise package of Arsenal. under Arteta. It's mad that that's a surprise package, but yeah, you could probably add this season in as well. I would agree. 16-17 last season and this season. I think our last entertaining one was when Liverpool won the title. Even then, you could probably argue that was a bit shit as well. No, but actually, you had top 4 decided final day, didn't it? You could have three teams fighting for 2 spots final day, so that season was actually all right. I like something fought for at the end. It's one I wish I could recreate to be sensational and go right to wire. Oh, for sure. You know, having Pep, Conte, Mourinho, Klopp, 4-way title fight would have been amazing. I just think City are a bit of a cheat code, aren't they? In terms of, you know, making money is quite easy for them and spending it. They spend it quite well. They're a well-run club, but they are a bit of a cheat code for any managers. So we'll see. But guys, we are going to wrap it up there. In the end, I know we can, but I thought Liverpool City could chase Chelsea that year. Yeah. And Conte did well to win it, though. But yeah, we are going to wrap it up there. We'll be back at 7:30 because we are doing a watch on to West Ham Norwich in the Premier League. Everyone's going to be watching, Spurs Chelsea. So I thought I'll do something a little different. Do a bit of Premier League again because there's been a few rearranged matches that are being played now, aren't there? So, you know, we're going to do a bit of Premier League because second leg Carabao Cup, Chelsea already in the final, bit boring. Unless there's an absolute madness, which because I'm not doing a watch on, there probably will be. I seem to be getting unlucky with watch ons at the moment. You know, Sunday Forest Villa, Forest Arsenal 1-0 Forest, but it was 0-0 for a long time. Yesterday, it was 0-0 between Sudan and Guinea-Bissau. So yeah, I'm had good luck recently. So hopefully tonight's game is a banger. Should be goals, especially looking at Norwich. But we'll see. But before you go, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. All down below. Check out our socials: Twitter, Let's Talk EPL, Instagram, Let's Talk EPL_, and on TikTok, Let's Talk Premier League. But until next time, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.